Hey everybody, it's your girl Bunny. To all of my returning subscribers, hey, how you doing? And for those of you who are new to the channel, welcome. Kick your feet up, subscribe to this family-friendly channel, and don't forget to click the notification bell so you don't miss any posts. Also follow me on Instagram at the same profile name so you don't miss the sneak peeks of what's coming up next. In this video is The Handmaid's Tale Season 5, Episode 8, entitled Motherland. I give a full episode recap with photos offset to the side, and then I give my review at the end. No need to dig around. I keep all of the minute marks in the comments. It's all coming up next. Memories of preparing food with Hannah ring in June's mind. Immigration detention calls continue from Serena over and over. Moria and Luke can't believe Serena would even think June would advocate for her to get out. June just wanted what was best for her child. It didn't deserve to be left in the forest to die. Now everyone can hardly focus as protesters chant for refugees to get out. It's only going to get worse. Commander Lawrence talks to others on the committee. You know, it doesn't look good that people of Gilead are always escaping, and Canada is sick of our refugees, and they surely are tired of paying for them. This is the new Bethlehem. It's a modern, strategically liberated island where Gilead refugees can come home with amnesty. The promise of meeting long-lost family members and friends. One member of the committee wonders if this will make Gilead look weak, but Nick doubts it. People will eagerly dive into the chance to reunite with loved ones. Commander Lawrence continues. It will drain the pathetic little outpost in Toronto. It can't be America without little Americans. There won't be an immediate outrage as there are no rights of free press, and the traders of Gilead are already trying to escape to Canada. Think of it as a Hong Kong. One country, two systems. Gilead will replace the United States at the United Nations. Until then, the threat to their regime is the persistent fantasy of this democratic value, and the world was almost destroyed. New Bethlehem neutralizes that threat. It's time to grow up. Gilead must show its confidence, our maturity, and above all of our moral fortitude. Nick adds, it's what Commander Putnam was lacking. Commander Lawrence will head to Toronto to speak with families. He'll start with about 100. Before Commander Lawrence can walk away, the gentleman who was doubtful of the idea asks for forgiveness. He's right. I kept hearing the deceased Commander Putnam in my ear. I apologize. Commander Lawrence then replies, I forgive you, Commander. Serena sits alone, pumping breast milk. Now she has a visitor, Mrs. Wheeler. She learned from the commander that the milk must be collected in person. Mrs. Wheeler is keeping Noah in the meantime. Serena apologizes for the rash behavior. She knew Ezra had on a bulletproof vest. Mrs. Wheeler knows. It had to be the hormones. They drove you crazy, which is why Noah should stay with us. He's a stubborn little creature and has turned our place upside down. He won't eat, he cries all day and all night, and they have tried the cry out method for weeks, and he resists. Serena says that he should be held and hugged so he knows someone is there for him. Mrs. Wheeler says no, that's not how the cry out method works. It requires mental toughness. Serena threatens. I overthrew a country and had a baby against all odds. I don't lack mental toughness. He's 1 month old, and that's my baby. Mrs. Wheeler isn't intimidated by Serena's confidence. She needs to remember that she has the baby and she is detained. She needs to worry about herself and her mental state. Serena, you're not equipped to take care of a child. They scrub spray paint off of the sidewalk. It's not too different from the times Moria and June had to scrub blood off of the Gilead walls. Luke suggests that they get out of there, out of Toronto, Canada, and move to Hawaii, Europe, or even Alaska. June says it's further away from Hannah and gets a call from Commander Lawrence. He's in Canada and wants to talk. America is dying, June, and all of those things you're clinging on to, democracy, liberty, justice, all that feel-good crap defined by a bunch of slave owners about how all men are equal, well, that collapsed under the weight of late-turn capitalism and rampant consumerism. It broke the planet and almost ended the human race, and Gilead fixed that problem. We're having babies again. Unfortunately, I had to use religious nut jobs as a delivery system, and I underestimated their depravity. It was a try-edge and it worked. Now with our success, we can afford to let up a little. We can't let Hannah go, but we can let you in to the New Bethlehem. A new island settlement, no handmaids. You can even keep a diary of what you want. Refugees can get amnesty and return to the Motherland. When Hannah becomes a wife, she will have a household in New Bethlehem where you can see her there. You can bring your family and live a life. You can be with your daughter. Nick is on board and he had your back, you know that. It's a lot, so you can use this phone to call me. Think about it. June can't believe her ears. The thought at first was offensive. Now she's taken the idea under consideration. Luke hears the idea and he's not for it at all. He doesn't trust anything connected to Gilead or him. How can you even consider that idea when those monsters are gonna marry off our 12-year-old daughter to some old man? June doesn't believe it either, but how else are they gonna get her out? At least they could be near her. Tulio won't come through. What are waiting on that? The American government won't do anything. They aren't one step closer to Hannah. Lawrence got Nicole out, Emily out. He let Mayday into his home. He helped Angel's flight. He even helped deliver Fred. And he's put his neck on the line over and over again with no gains of his own. June even calls Commander Lawrence her friend. Luke is outraged. Are you serious? The man who they call the architect of Gilead is your friend? Serena tortured you, okay? She abused you, raped you, and kidnapped our child. And I effing hate what they did to our family, and I hate what they've done to you. You're letting your emotions cloud your judgment. Now, I know how you feel. I do. I want Hannah back too. June says that he doesn't know how she feels because he got Serena's baby taken away from her. Luke shakes his head. I did that to keep her away from you. Let me protect you sometimes, okay? June laughs it off. The thing is, I don't need your protection. Hannah does. Commander Lawrence has good news for Serena. He can get her out. He's got the Canadian government to release Serena under Gilead custody. Serena is making a lot of demands for someone who caused so much grief. She wants her baby. He spoke with the realtors and they have agreed to let you stay in one of their rooms in their house. Serena says no, but Commander Lawrence reminds her she's smart. You've got to let people see you living with the Wheelers. They are a wealthy couple living in a gorgeous mansion. The only reason why they agreed to let her back is to breastfeed and to reduce the crying. They have legal status over your baby and you do not. It's the only way. You want to be with your baby? Where's the maternal instinct? Serena can't believe it. You want me to be a handmaid? They want me to be a handmaid. Commander Lawrence shakes his head. Do you have an irony deficiency? Serena says that she won't live with the Wheelers. She's not a handmaid. Nicole is awakened by loud protesters in the night as June soothes her with song. The same song she would play for Hannah. Luke listens from the hallway and cries. The next morning, June hears Luke speaking with Mark. Nicole is in music class with Moria. Mark has a busy day ahead of him. Commander Lawrence is trying to kill off what is left of America, one family at a time. You're a symbol to the resistance and you're a domino. If you go back, others will think it's safe. Even if Lawrence is Gorbachev, trying to reopen the country, he'll be succeeded by Putin's. You could be trapped there, June. June says that she's willing to risk it all for her daughter. They got captured getting information for him. Have you done anything with it? Mark says that they're doing something with it, but that information is classified. June won't accept that as an answer, and Mark shares. They're launching military action. They've been preparing for a long time, but that's all he can say, at least right now. He needs them to trust the country. June wants Rita's advice. Would she go back? Rita feels she's moving forward and would never go back to Gilead. Although if her son was alive and she could see him again, she would travel to the ends of the earth just to see him. June goes to see Serena. Serena confirmed Lawrence's layout of the New Bethlehem is something that he's been developing and pitching since the beginning. He has more power now, and she's not sure of Gilead's statuses. Serena just needs June's help finding an advocate. She needs a lawyer, a Canadian citizen to sponsor her, anything. We had a bond in that barn. You saved me and my baby. June can't believe it. We're not friends, Serena. I turned the other cheek. I didn't forgive you. The baby did nothing wrong. I guess I'm a better Christian than you. Maybe you should go back to the Wheelers. Serena cries. Are you suggesting that I stay with someone who's trying to steal my baby? June holds back a smile. Are you seriously asking me that? Here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna go back there and you're gonna act like a handmaid. But the entire time, you're gonna plot your revenge against them. Look at what happened to Fred. And now you. How are you gonna help your child if you're not with them? If I were you, I'd go back. June goes to speak with Commander Lawrence. Luke doesn't trust you. What can you do to stop them from marrying off Hannah? You're arranging marriages with kids to men twice their age. You're sick. Lawrence holds back tears. You think I don't know what pain I've caused? You think I'm unaware? I was trying to save humanity and I did. Then it got away from me and it got septic. If I could take it back, I would, and let humanity die out. I'm doing something about it now. That is what New Bethlehem is, a better future with an unfortunate past. Gilead can reform in about 10 to 20 years. I've seen it done before. June, I need you. Come help me fix it. Come be with your daughter. This is more than Mayday could ever do. It's either this or kill myself like Eleanor. Later that night, June receives a package. It's footage of Hannah in school. She spots someone watching her and then keeps walking away. June paces back and forth. We have to go back and help her. Luke wants June to think clearly. What if she crosses that border and never comes back? June then says, what is he going to do to help? For 7 years, he sat around and did nothing. She quickly apologizes and says that she didn't mean it. That's not what she meant. He can stay with Nicole, but Hannah needs her. Luke laughs with outrage. We'll never be enough for you, will we? If you leave, I have a feeling you will never come back. We'll never see you again. You tried. You stayed for several years. June cries, I have to go back for her, okay? I left her. I abandoned her. Commander Lawrence gloats on the sights of New Bethlehem. It reminds him of the vintage villages in New England. Next will be political reforms as a part of his 400-point plan. June will highly likely be there within the next year, I know it. He can see Nick and Rose in one of the homes pushing a swing. They will need a close ally, a commander. Nick thinks it's risky, but Lawrence plants on the sail thick. Your child can have a sibling, and you could be with both ladies that you love. Think about it. Mark reviews the footage of Hannah, and it can help pinpoint Hannah's location. All they need is more time. They can't risk losing any more Americans. Serena returns to the Wheelers and already has a very calming approach to the situation. She even gets permission to speak. She apologizes for her actions. Everything that happened was her fault and her fault alone. Mrs. Wheeler tells Serena that she's only nursing the baby and she will handle the rest. Serena is not fit to be a full-fledged mother, possibly not ever. Serena squeezes her hands to gain control of a potential outburst. Serena only responds by saying, "Praise be." When she hears the baby crying, she asks for permission to see the baby and quickly goes upstairs, and then has to ask again to tend to the baby. There are tears of joy. She missed her baby so much. She stops the crying when she nurses him. Rita calls to see, is there any news? Are there any updates? But there aren't any. All they can do is wait. June gets up saying that she needs to go to the store to get apples for Nicole. She has to get out of the house. While at the store, she gets a call from Mark. They found Hannah. They found the wives' school, and they know where she is. There's a lot of moving parts, but they're working on a plan to raid the school and get her out. The data they shared helped a lot. June is so excited she can't even place all of the apples back on display. She's overwhelmed with joy. When she runs back home, she shouts with happiness. They found Hannah. They're gonna do a raid and get her out. The final scene of Hannah planting lavender, looking up at the sky, and the sounds of jets pass over. And that is the end of the episode. And now it is time for your favorite part of the video. That's right, my review. So they are gearing up without a doubt how to leave us with this cliffhanger, right? The final episodes of the season to rev up and get ready for the confirmed final season 6 of The Handmaid's Tale. Now, I've said time and time again in all of my recaps and reviews that I would like to see militant plans, militant ideas. What other militaries have been planning things, right? Besides Canada and Gilead. Now we're getting more into Canada militant concepts. Now here's the thing, right? I don't think that this raid is going to go well, unfortunately. Jaden did mention that Gilead and other characters before in previous seasons that Gilead moves things around to avoid consistency. When you do that, it makes it hard for the enemy to penetrate. Even Fred mentioned this, right? They have constant meetings over and over again on new routes, where jets are going, where, food and movement and all this other stuff. That has been Gilead's success in making it hard for others to take them down, right? Others can't get the information what they need, right? They haven't been able to do that for a long time due to this strategy. This method in real life was also used in World War II by the Nazis. That is what took so long. Their coding, constantly changing things, made it difficult to spy on them. Now, with that being said, this has also crippled Gilead, right? Because not allowing the openness has caused this hindrance on trade when it comes to food. Commander Lawrence did reference this, and Fred also referenced this in previous seasons, that they are beginning to become low on food, and other countries' strategies have been to stop the trade. Other people have been communicating with Gilead more because they're more interested in the babies, right? And their strategy for healthier living, because the planet is not in good shape. And I hope in the final season we can see more of that and see other perspectives from different countries. I would love that. Now, it has been approved that the season 6 is the final one. It's kind of frustrating because I really wanted to see how the other countries looked. We've had the visitors in the past, right? Other representatives from different countries come to Gilead to look at their kids and all that. But, also something to talk about when we're talking about this raid, this possible raid. What if Hannah doesn't want to go back? What if she doesn't remember her parents? Now, if you remember from the footage, Hannah was very observant when being filmed. And she stopped, literally the line, looked out the window and saw who was filming her. She could possibly snitch on who she saw taking the video. She could be loyal to Gilead. It's all she knows. So she could be the blowing whistle and saying, hey, there's somebody here who was filming me. I saw it. And once she brings that to Gilead's attention, they could possibly move them all somewhere else. Or they can have watchers of this person to get proof that they've been filming, that they are spies, and have a feeling that it is not going to end well. Now, June's guilty shaming to Luke is getting so annoying. Now, any type of psychology course, you do learn that when somebody has had a traumatic experience, a terrible experience, it is natural to unintentionally sometimes press or purge that anger and sadness onto other people. You emotionally dump that to other people. They pushing on the emotional trash, them being the emotional punching bag, and that's what she's done. And she's gotten very used to it. June has gotten very used to verbally punching Luke here and there and blaming Luke, and then she apologizes and moves on. But that cuts deep because Luke is a father and he misses his daughter, and for her to say, well, what have you been doing for 9 years? It's very insulting. She apologizes, but there's only so much apologies can do when this man is working very hard. And keep in mind, he's taking care of Nicole, okay, which is not his daughter, but he loves June so much that he's forthright and fighting and doing something. Luke has the unfortunate presence of feeling helpless, not knowing what to do. He hasn't experienced what she's experienced, and she has this domineering and dominating personality of, well, I know what to do. I've done that. We've scrubbed this, the ground before. It's the same as scrubbing the blood off the wall. Always trying to overtop him as if he hasn't done all that he could do. He had so many barriers. It wasn't like he just scooped down and saved the day. And June's character doing that over and over again is annoying, but it is humanly something that happens. It's not something that's not normal. Now, Serena thought she had a friend in June, huh? Here's the thing about Serena. Serena is so manipulative naturally. She forgets about her deception and parts in all of this madness. Serena is finally feeling the system she created, the emotional, terrible system that she created. And now they have switched roles. Serena thinking, how can I get out of here? I don't want to be a handmaid. They're going to make me a handmaid. Can you believe that? They're going to force me to be there and take care of this, take their baby, and it's not their baby. It is the irony of it all. And even for Commander Lawrence to say, are you irony deficient? I thought that was very funny. The fact that Commander Lawrence is also so deceptive and manipulative, he is so deep within it, right? The audience forgets at times that he is the mastermind. He has no plan in making things better or allowing things to evolve. He is the person moving all the chess pieces to win. He could care less about how people feel. He manipulates people and said, I'm trying to make this better. I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to do that. But the ultimate goal for Commander Lewis is the checkmate, right? Is leading into the wind, moving all of these pieces around, getting into people's minds, the manipulation, the deception, the evil, getting into people's brain. Oh, Nick, you'll be, they'll be siblings and they'll be together, and plus the two women that you love. Now, the cool thing about Nick, and even Mark complimented him this season about it. You have been in very sticky situations, yet you remain so calm. You have this level-headedness about you. And I honestly think when Mark gave that invitation, like, hey, we need an ally. We need somebody to get some information. It is possible that Nick was the person that was filming. But it seems to me like Nick is such a planned and oriented guy. I think he would have filmed a little better than that. I don't know, but it's highly likely that Nick could be helping Mark, and Nick has considered to be the spy and the person that's helping to infiltrate. But he's in that situation where he's directly with Commander Lawrence, and he may be that missing piece. He may be that person that has helped, right? That has helped Canada. I think Nick is that person. With that will be his fate. That will be how he gets killed, unfortunately. But I think he is the person that was taking the video, and he's getting all this insight because Canada being able to learn where Hannah is so quickly just from the USB, there's no way they knew how to pinpoint in Gilead what building or where. It takes somebody from the inside of Gilead to provide that insight. I'm so excited to see how they're going to wrap all of this up, because I said that I don't see this series going past 5 or 6 seasons. To go past that, the only thing additionally they would need to do, if they did go into a season 7, 6 and 7 would need to be showing what the other countries are doing and their plans. As I said before, I don't think this raid is going to go well. I think that once they get to the point of raiding, that maybe they're not going to be there, or maybe they're not going to pull Hannah out like they thought. It needs to be quicker, I think, for season 6. So whatever they're doing, it's going to be quickly wrapped up. Here's the thing. If they don't wrap it up in season 6, I think it is that segue, because it has been confirmed that a spinoff is coming. I will say, as a viewer, I might not watch that because I'm fatigued about this storyline. So them having a spinoff, I think the spinoff will go more into that militant insight and how other countries are viewing them, Gilead, if they don't cover it in season 6. Let me know what you think. Subscribe, like this video, share, leave your comments down below. Also check out the award-winning series, the FX original Atlanta, and check out so many other shows that have been recapped and reviewed and are coming. Also, make sure to binge watch previous seasons to get ready for the new seasons that are coming. For example, the Hulu original series for Wu-Tang, an American Saga. Check that out. In the meantime, in between time, write your thoughts down below. Follow me on Instagram, and if you're too shy to leave a comment, make sure that you hit me up in the DMs. I always check those. We always have room and positive space here for healthy debates. In the meantime, in between time, remember to take care of yourself and each other. I'll see you for the upcoming final episodes. Bye.